Silence is not weakness, it's strength, it's power. It's the loudest scream they'll ever hear. Silence holds a power that words often cannot. It cuts deeper than words and leaves a lasting impact on those who thought they could get away with disrespecting you. They assumed your love was something they could take for granted, walk away from, and still expect to find waiting for them whenever they decided to return. They left thinking you'd chase, beg, or break first. But what they never saw coming was your silence. You chose peace over conflict, self-respect over validation, and that choice is haunting them in ways they never imagined. It's not the words they never heard, but the silence they never expected. They can't stand the fact that you're not giving them the reaction they expected. They can't bear the thought that you're moving on unbothered while they're left with guilt, regret, and the memory of how they treated you. Your silence speaks volumes. It shows them that you recognize your worth, that you refuse to stoop to their level, and that you're strong enough to walk away without a second glance. This isn't about playing games or seeking revenge. This is about giving them exactly what they gave you. Nothing. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can make is saying nothing at all. In this video, you'll realize why your silence is hurting them more than you thought, the unseen phases they go through, and how to maintain your silence in a way that not only shifts their perception, but also rebuilds your self-worth along the way. Before we continue, take a moment to support the channel, like this video, share it, and subscribe to continue your journey of self-mastery and wisdom. I'm grateful to everyone who has walked this journey with me. Now, let's dive in. Number 1. Why silence hurts more than words. Silence can cut deeper than words. While words can be argued with, misinterpreted, or ignored, silence offers no escape. It leaves a person alone with their thoughts, and that's where the toughest battles are fought. They expected rage, long explanations, and one final attempt to prove your worth. What they never expected was your silence, your choice to do nothing at all. It forces them to create their own version of the story, and the mind always tends to imagine the worst. As the days turn into weeks, that silence starts whispering darker thoughts into their head. The truth doesn't even matter to them. What matters is that they're realizing the person they thought would always be there isn't waiting anymore. They're left alone, replaying the moment they went too far, wondering why you refuse to give them the reaction they crave. And that silence, that total lack of response, says more than any words ever could. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Silence is a lesson, learned through life's many sufferings." Your silence is delivering a lesson their ego was never ready to learn, that you're no longer suffering for someone who was never willing to suffer for you. The greatest power in silence is the ability to shift everything without a word. You're no longer the one pursuing. Now, without even trying, you're the one they're chasing. Number 2. The unseen phases they go through. The one who remains silent holds the real power. Now, it's your silence that haunts them more deeply than anything you could have said or done. And they feel it, even if they won't show it. But your silence doesn't strike like lightning. It erodes them gradually, phase by phase, in ways they'll never confess. The first phase is a strange sense of relief. At first, they tell themselves you're just stepping back, that maybe you're trying to provoke a reaction. Their ego assures them you'll return. Next comes curiosity. Days slip into weeks, and the message they were certain would come never does. The most painful thing they can see is complete silence. Then creeps in fear. Fear that this isn't a game. Fear that you're genuinely moving on. Fear that someone else is taking the place they always assumed was theirs. And finally, regret sets in. Every memory they once dismissed begins to replay in their mind. The times you forgave them, stood by them, cried alone while trying to mend what they carelessly broke. Those moments hit harder now that you're no longer there to relive them. They'll never admit just how deeply your silence cuts. Their pride won't let them, so they wear a mask of indifference while slowly crumbling inside. And as your silence lingers, so does their regret, growing heavier with time until it breaks them. Epictetus once said, "If you wish to be strong, learn to enjoy being misunderstood." That's exactly what your silence is doing. All the while, they misread your silence, thinking it's weakness, when really it's a strength. Because behind closed doors, you're not waiting, you're healing. You may not always feel it, but choosing silence is choosing yourself. Number 3. How your silence is reshaping their mind. Your silence isn't just hurting them, it's reshaping the way they see you entirely. When someone walks away, they expect your world to fall apart around their absence. They expect signs that they mattered. What they never expect is your quiet exit. No drama, no chase. Each moment you don't reach out forces them to question everything they thought they knew about you. At first, they believed you'd always be there, waiting, forgiving, easy to come back to. But silence strips away that illusion. What they fail to understand is that your silence isn't meant to punish. It mirrors the reality they created. You're not out to cause pain. You're simply revealing what life looks like when your energy no longer fuels their ego. And the longer you remain silent, the more priceless your absence becomes. Little by little, they're starting to grasp that they've lost something rare, something they won't find again. Seneca once said, "The greatest revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Your silence is making one thing very clear. You're not the person they could manipulate anymore. You no longer need closure, explanations, or validation. You're becoming the version of yourself they secretly feared, the one strong enough to walk away without looking back. That's the power of silence. It traps them in their own mind. They can't fight it, they can't mute it, and they can't twist it in their favor. Every second of your quiet is rewriting the narrative, proving you were always the one with the real power. They just couldn't see it through their own ego. Your silence is teaching them lessons your presence never could. Number 4. How to keep your silence powerful. The hardest part about staying silent is resisting the urge to speak when your heart wants to explain, your mind craves closure, and your ego demands to be validated. But the moment you break that silence just to prove a point, you surrender your power to the very person who made you feel powerless. The true strength of silence lies in understanding that it's not just about what you're holding back, it's about who you're becoming in the stillness. Silence only holds its power if you're growing within it. Don't just disappear, transform. Reconnect with the version of yourself that existed before they made you feel like you weren't enough. Reclaim your confidence. The most powerful silence is the kind that makes them question if they ever really knew you at all. Let them see your glow without hearing a single word from you. What truly breaks them isn't your silence. It's watching you build a life without them in it. A life that thrives in the space they once occupied. Your silence speaks volumes, sending a clear message. You're no longer chasing validation from someone who couldn't recognize your worth when it was right in front of them. If you're silent just to hurt them, it loses its edge. But if you're using that silence to finally give yourself everything you were pouring into them, it becomes unstoppable power. This isn't about making them miss you. It's about making yourself so whole, so fulfilled, that their absence and their regret mean nothing. That's the version of you they feared the most. And now it's the one they'll never get close to again. Number 5. When will they break? Silence doesn't shatter someone all at once. It wears them down over time. They'll break when it finally clicks that you're no longer waiting, not because you're giving them space, but because your silence was never a reaction. It was a conscious choice. Some will feel it in a matter of weeks. Others might take months. But the timing doesn't matter. The longer it takes, the heavier the regret will be. What breaks them isn't just the silence, it's who you've become in it. They'll reach out, hoping to find the version of you who once answered instantly, who always forgave, who needed closure. But that version is long gone. By the time they come around, they'll be chasing someone who no longer needs an apology, someone who's learned that losing them was actually a turning point. What they won't understand is that your silence didn't just hurt them, it rebuilt you. Your silence isn't revenge, it's growth. Your silence isn't about punishing them, it's about protecting your peace. Each quiet moment is you stepping out of the cycle of proving your worth to someone who was never meant to see it. Let them wonder. Let them sit with the weight of your absence, because the loudest message you'll ever send is the one you deliver in silence. Your silence is killing them.